Hey y'all, I'm finally going to get to do a review on this OXO V-Blade mandolin slicer. I tried to do one the other day and my battery ran out on me. I had not really familiarized myself with it well enough. I had taken it apart at 5 o'clock in the morning before I went to work and washed it thoroughly in hot soapy water and left it all apart to dry. And when I got home, 10 hours later, I was half asleep when I took it apart this morning. I wasn't paying attention. So trying to puzzle it all back together had me a little flummoxed. So anyway, got it set up now, and I have got onion, another Vidalia onion. I am going to be making some sweet pickle relish, which really to me is more of a pepper relish. But even though I want a little smaller chop on these, I'm going to give it a little example of how this works while slicing up some different vegetables. First of all, let's go through and show you. Right now I've got it on the unlocked position. I'm hoping y'all can see that. I'm not going to keep checking the camera. In the unlocked position, you can open up this part. Down here is your crinkle blade slicer. And up here you got your two julienne blades. Well, one says French fry, one says julienne. So it's kind of shredder cutter, and your regular blade stays in there until you change that out. So now I'm going to turn this back and lock it into place. Once you do that, this will not open. Alright, you've got 4 different size slices on here. And this is one of the cons I'm discovering about the slicer. It only goes up to a 1/4 inch slice, thick slice. So if you're wanting something thicker than that, this is not going to be the one for you. In fact, I'm toying with the idea. I'm going to go back and look at the chef one, because I had one up that was about, in the store it was $30 more. This was $39.99. Online, the chef version costs $79.99, so that's $40 more. And in the store, it was slightly different, and it was $69.99, so $30 more. So I didn't pay any attention. I didn't even think about the thickness of slices on there until I played around with it a little bit. I'm like, okay. That doesn't get very thick if I wanted it thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try this at the 3/16. That's the yellow mark, and I've got my Vidalia onion here. Got the safety deal in place so I don't cut my fingers, and it does work easier when you have the little stand deal up in place. So let's see how thick that comes out. Okay. Not bad. But for what I'm doing, I think I want it just a little bit thicker. So let's notch it on up to the orange and see if that helps. Let me put these out of the way because I'm really going to chop those up a little bit better. I just figured I could do this and demonstrate this slicer. So, whoops. Okay. Just a shade bit thicker, but yeah, it's working really well for slicing stuff. Let's cut off an end on one of these cucumbers. I want to get the good bit of the blossom end off. Now, the one thing I have found, another thing I have found with this, this isn't going to work so well. Let me take that off there on this cucumber. I mean, I guess it will. Yeah, I mean it will, but if you've got smaller ones, yeah, I mean, it does okay. For what I'm going to do, I think I might like those a little thicker. But I found on this thing, if you have a small cucumber like this, trying to slice it, it's hard to get it on these prongs or held in these prongs. And when I get it down low enough, I can stick it on one, so I'm not worried about my fingers. But for the most part, with a cucumber, I found it just better to do that until I get down a little lower. So actually that's not too bad. That'll work if I make sure it stays good and thick. Let me pull out the crinkle cutter thingy right quick. Let's squeeze these sides and pull that out. Let's see if I can get the V-blade out. Yeah. And can I get you in with no, oh no, wrong way. Slides in. There we go. Okay. Lock that back in place. And whoop! Careful. Well, I really should be using this before I do something stupid. Okay. I just find it really hard to do this with the cucumbers. So now, see, I'm not able to push down on those well enough, and it's just kind of shredding them. So I'm not real thrilled about that. Let me see if I can do this without cutting myself. Don't do this at home, folks. Don't do as I do. Okay, that works a little better, but that's at the thickest setting, and those are really thin. So I'm not real pleased with the thickest cut setting. I want a little thicker pickles than that. So I'm wondering if I go, let me try over here to the side. No, that didn't get any thicker. Okay, and I mean that's almost, I mean, see if you can see that. Yeah, it's like a waffle cut, really. And I mean, it's not even supposed to do waffle cuts, so that's just too thin. Yeah, I'm thinking I may take this back and exchange it for the chef version. I guess I'm going to have to fork out the extra money. Let me walk this back. Let's pull out the, take you out. And let's get the, sorry about that, julienne blade. Okay, wait a minute. How is this going to work? Okay, I think I've got to have that in place. I am not fooled with the julienne blade at all. It's not something I would normally do. Okay, that's going to have to come out. Let's see. Oh, I get it. How do I get you off? Okay, somehow or another that's got to come off. I'm going to find my booklet. So that's, julienne blades are not something I really figured I'd use that much. Okay, remove the slicing insert by pulling up the tip. Okay. I don't want to come off there. I mean, it's just got a little arrow saying just pull up. Ah, there we go. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so this has got to snap in place and be really, really careful of those little blades. Oh, we gotta get you in there. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the onion back on there and see how that comes out. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't lock it and I didn't put a thickness on there, so I'm just kind of shredding it. Put it on the 1/4 inch. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know if it's just me or, you know, not familiar with this or what, but that's not chopping it. I mean, I guess it's julienne. I don't know. I mean, how would you do green beans on that? It did it thin, but it really didn't make them come apart so much. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not as impressed with this as I thought I would be, which is sad. You know, I guess it's going to get me through this project. It's going to have to. But for the most part, I'm going to mull this over as to whether or not keep it or get something else. So anyway, let me unlock this and get that blade out because that definitely didn't work for me. And, anyway, okay, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch that. But alright, I wrestled that julienne blade out of there, and that was, you gotta be careful. I mean, I had to grab a towel so I wouldn't be sticking my fingers and bloodying them up with that thing. And I thought, while I'm at it, I mean, I didn't do the other blade, so I thought, let me pull it out and do it right quick and see how it does. This is supposed to do French fries. Let's grab a cucumber, lock it into the thickest position there, and see how that does. Actually, that one didn't do too bad. So I don't really think that would be thick enough for French fries. Let me I mean, those would be really small French fries, guys. To me, I mean, even though I'm using I'm not using a potato, it's a cucumber. I think you could kind of get an idea of what size fries you'd get out of that. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's see how it does on the. Yeah, that didn't want to work. You know what? I've still got the onion in here. Let's do onion. Yeah, I did cut off some of the pepper, but it's still under there. See that? Okay. Good. Anyway, I'm still just kind of mediocre on this thing, though, for what I bought it and wanted it for. So, anyway. All right, that's all 4 blades in there tried, and let me see if this one comes out a little easier, because I mean, I really had to struggle to get that julienne blade out of there. Oh, that one popped right out. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's just kind of breaking it in a little bit. It gets easier with time. The blades do have to be hand washed. The other thing I started telling y'all about how smaller stuff doesn't fit on the finger safety thing too well. I think if they would add a smaller holder to hold smaller vegetables. I mean, I couldn't slice radishes on this, not unless they were like ginormous, onion-sized radishes. So with anyway, okay, that should do it. I think I've covered everything this time. Gave you the kind of the pros and cons. Right now I'm leaning a little more towards cons, but thank you for watching. I hope this helps you in your decision. I will, if you're thinking about buying one of these, I'll let y'all know if I go back and exchange it for the nicer one and see if I do a little better with it. But in the meantime, I got to get on with this project, and I'm gonna have to use this to get through it. Well, as you can see, I've got the Mandoline slicer boxed up, or about to be boxed up. I'm taking it back. I'm going to upgrade to the chef's version and see if I like it better. Just overall, I wasn't happy, especially with the crinkle cuts. I got it mainly because it's supposed to do crinkle cuts, and even set at the thickest setting, they were thin, too thin for what I want for pickles, and it just mainly shredded them. It looked more like a waffle cut than a crinkle cut. So also I was not happy with how to change out the julienne slicing blades. That was dangerous. I mean, I had to wrap a towel around it to get it off of there, and if that had poked through the towel, that would have gone right into my fingers. So I consider that a dangerous feature. I don't think I would have used them very much, but if I wanted to, I don't want to sit there and fight with it and end up hurting myself. So y'all stay tuned for part 2 of the great Mandoline slicer hunt. Hey y'all, I'm finally going to get to do a review on this OXO V-blade Mandoline slicer. I tried to do one the other day and my battery ran out on me. I had not really familiarized myself with it well enough. I had taken it apart at 5 o'clock in the morning before I went to work and washed it thoroughly in hot soapy water and left it all apart to dry. And when I got home, 10 hours later, I was half asleep when I took it apart this morning. I wasn't paying attention. So trying to puzzle it all back together had me a little flummoxed. So anyway, got it set up now, and I have got onion, another Vidalia onion. I'm going to be making some sweet pickle relish, which really to me is more of a pepper relish. But even though I want a little smaller chop on these, I'm going to give it a little example of how this works while slicing up some different vegetables. First of all, let's go through and show you. Right now I've got it in the unlocked position. I'm hoping y'all can see that. I'm not going to keep checking the camera. In the unlocked position, you can open up this part. Down here is your crinkle blade slicer.